That's one thing to settle this out, right? Some people think they might be in a brain in a jar, for example, and they're having that some kind of dream or an illusion, thinking that you're having a conversation, but actually they're not. Have you heard of this concept? You are just like a brain preserved in a jar, and that brain is stimulated to have that illusion, thinking like it's all real. There are people like that, hyper-skeptics. Skepticism and skepticism such that you can't know anything for sure. So there are various aspects in which you can delve in to understand the reality, but for all practical purposes, you know you're here, right? You're not those who question to the level where they even question their own existence, like, do I even exist or not? You do exist, right? If you exist now, can there be any time in the past ever where there was absolute nothingness? Could there be? Absolute nothingness. If you exist now. Because if you exist, it's a proof of something that exists always, has to be. Because if there was a time in the past where there was absolute nothingness, which is the absence of everything, absence of energy, absence of time, absence of quantum fluctuations, absence of potentials, if there was nothing, then nothing will come from it. Can nothing make anything?
I guess not. I don't know. The way I grew up, obviously, I grew up in a very Christian household. So the whole concept, God created the world, everything, that's been like drilled into my brain, obviously. Like my family, like they took me to church every weekend. But I was just, I don't know, like recently I've kind of just been like, just a little confused, you know?
Yeah, but you can remove that confusion by critical thinking.
This philosophy of religion class has really like opened my eyes into like a lot of concepts about Christianity, and there's a lot of things that I never knew. There's like certain aspects of it that I never really like understood and really got into, and I'm kind of just like in a point where, I mean, this class is definitely like helping me open my eyes to everything, you know, with Islam, with Christianity, with other, like all other religions, and I'm like really like learning, and I'm getting to know what everything's at, and like. My hope is like at the end of this class, maybe I'll find some sort of religion that I really like believe in and understand and will study more.
But this process can be much easier and simplified. But one thing this course will do will equip you with tools to make that journey. But if you didn't understand the tools that have been provided to you, critical thinking being one of them, then it will be difficult to find which is the true way of life or belief or ideology to follow. Because that's what happens with a lot of people who study philosophy. They cannot make up their mind because there's too many things to consider and they cannot navigate. So what I'm saying is to help you to simplify these things. So I took you and what you consider yourself to now, that you exist. If you exist, there cannot be a time in the past where there was absolute nothingness. And what I mean by absolute nothingness is absence of everything. So if there was nothing, this nothing cannot make anything. It cannot make this universe. So the fact that you exist now is a proof or an evidence that something has to always exist in the past. Okay? Your class might tell you about this in terms of reality, but what we are calling this is going to be a necessary existence of something that exists always. If something exists now, something actually exists always. Next question. If something exists always, imagine, always mean without a beginning. Something always has to exist. What is the property of that something? Is it this universe or the one that brought the universe into existence? You have potential scenarios to consider, right? If the universe has always been in existence without the need of a creator, then you need to get some answers to us. How does this universe transform things from one state to another without possessing 3 or 4 essential characteristics? Okay. Let me give you what these are, and then we'll apply this to the universe. To transform something, you know how universe undergone transformation. It wasn't like this. The universe is expanding. It wasn't as expanded as before. life came into our planet. There was no life before at one point. So this transformation to happen, if there is no characteristics or a quality of this universe, of self-awareness, it cannot transform anything. You are an individual, you are self-aware. Yeah? You're aware of your own self. So if you want to write something on a computer, right? An essay or a letter or something, if you are not self-aware of your own existence, you can sit in front of the computer for millions of years, that letter would never be written. It never get written because you're not even aware of your own self. How can it be written? For example, this thing.
Hey, don't be so serious.
Don't
be so serious.
It's all right, Alex. Alex, it's all right.
I'm just listening.
Yeah. This thing, if it doesn't know it exists and self-aware of it, can that type a letter? Of course not. So anything that is not aware of their own self cannot make any transformation. Because that's one quality we need, self-awareness. So universe, if the universe was always there, it needs to have at least self-awareness to make any transformation. That's one quality, right? But that's not enough. Even if you're self-aware and you want to write a letter, of course, if you want to write a letter or an essay on your computer, but you don't will to write it. You just sit there and you don't no intention of writing it. Would that ever get written? No. It will never get written. So you need, for any transformation to happen, also a thing or an existence which not only self-aware, but also needs to intend or will for it to happen. Like if you sit there in your kitchen and you sit there on your table and chair, do you think your food will get made automatically? It will never get made. You have to intend to make those food. That's number 2 quality, right? Quality number 3 is what we call the ability or potential. Ability, power to make it. If you are self-aware, you intend to make it, and you are tied. Can you type anything? You're tied, with a rope. You can't. You need to have the ability to type it. So if that doesn't have the ability to do something, transformation is not going to happen. So you need self-awareness, you need intention, you need ability. One other essential characteristic is also called what we call knowledge or wisdom. If you don't even know how to write on your computer, if you don't have the knowledge about it, knowledge about numbers and letters and sentence and structures, you'll not be able to write anything. It's like a child doing like this.
What will that walking stick do?
That stick cannot make the universe. That's the point I'm making. So this universe, to make that transformation of all that we see, it cannot have done it unless it possessed those characteristics. Now, if we now give the characteristic to the universe that it's self-aware, it has intention, it wills, ability and knowledge, it's no longer a nothing thing. It's actually.
Why angry?
He's not angry. Alex.
You look fucking angry, mate.
Alex, you're not.
You look fucking angry.
I'm not angry.
Yeah?
He's not angry. You're not angry. He's not angry. I'm not angry. We're all right. Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I appreciate you so much, but I
have to go.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, if you consider like this, these are the arguments Islam provides in terms of the existence of a creator who possesses those attributes. He is living. He wills the universe to be created. He creates the universe with his knowledge and his ability and his, of course, power. So that is how to critically understand the reality to make that decision. Of course, there can only be one of those beings. If there's more than one being, there will be chaos and corruption. That's why monotheism, as Islam portrays, will make sense to you. Okay? All the best.
So
Take care. What's your name?
Caesar.
I'm Mansur. Take care. Alex. Yeah, I didn't want to hurt you with my ring.
That really hurt.
Right, take care.
Why are we here? We're here in our paradigm to reflect upon a creator.